Hi, my name is Ford Whitman. Today I will talk to you about inventory management. An inventory can be considered as a useful resource, but it has not been used, which has an economic value. In this sense, most people could claim that an inventory is money, and not using this resource has a cost. Perhaps, this is why many people think inventories are harmful, without denying that this statement has a huge part of truth. Nor is it possible to try to reach the opposite end, and establish as a fundamental objective of the company, the inexistence of inventories. This is not a valid reason. In the real world, lack of inventory is much more damaging than the benefits it brings. This is why many companies have security stocks that enable them to cope with the variability of demand or delivery times. An optimal policy for a company must be based on an analysis that establishes a minimum level of inventory, but ensures a level of service acceptable to its customers. Follow me to the office, and I will explain in more detail. Welcome. As I told you, efficient inventory management does not mean working with zero inventory in a company. It is always possible to find reasons to have, or not to have inventory. Let's look first at why it is not convenient to have inventory. An inventory involves the investment of a capital, requires management, needs control, regularly, demands storage space, cause taxes, can be damaged, inventories depreciate, can be stolen, sometimes become obsolete, or simply are lost. Despite all these drawbacks, there are also good reasons to have inventory. For example, economies of scale in production and acquisition, fluctuation of demand over time, protection against price or cost speculation, uncertainty in delivery times, and above all, offer high levels of service to our customers. Even though logistic costs differ significantly between different industries, at the global level, inventories represent 26% of logistical costs. It is the second most important cost, after transportation, but any successful supply chain is based on inventory management. Unfortunately, there is a big problem in calculating the appropriate levels of inventories. This problem is that inventory costs are often invisible. Let me explain. When you want to transport an object, then you use your own vehicle or rent a vehicle, and this produces a cost that you have to pay. In warehouse costs, you must pay rent, services and salaries. And every time you do, the money comes out from your pocket. The same is true for administrative costs, such as wages, consumables, computer equipment, and so on. And you are aware of how much you are spending on it. And in the case of customer service, such as a repair or a refund, then that money is extracted from the company, and you are sure of the exact amount of this loss. In the case of inventories, this does not happen. Inventory costs do not imply that you have to shell out money. Inventory costs are conceptual. But, at the end, these costs are as real as what you get out from your wallet. There are basically three costs associated with inventory costs: the having cost, the not having cost, and the ordering cost. Now follow me, and I will explain to you what each of these costs means. When you visit a warehouse, then you may notice that you have a huge amount of money invested, but that money is not producing anything. Obviously, if you had this money invested in some type of financial instrument, your money could be generating profits. Instead of generating profits, The money invested there may lose value, due to damages, obsolescence, theft or loss, but this money that is lost is rarely noticed, because nobody will come to the door of your company to collect this money. This money that stands idle is what we call the having cost. This cost is regularly represented as a percentage of the inventory value. If it's true that having inventory represents a cost, it also helps us to ensure the satisfaction of our customers. Try to not having is not a good strategy. A lost sale regularly represents a loss greater than the having cost. This profit we fail to perceive is what we call the not having cost. Finally, the ordering cost is represented by all the costs associated with placing an order. These are costs that regularly belong to other areas, such as transportation, storage, or any administrative cost. But that comes from the need to request material that replenishes our inventory. I hope these concepts have become clear to you, because they are the basis of the generation of inventory models. That's all for today. See you soon.